Yes, boss. We are back. Drinks with Killz. And that yes, boss makes sense for this episode. You know why? Because my guest is not only a legend in the industry and has etched his name in the culture of music in Nigeria, but he actually, I won't say he created the phrase, but he actually popularized it in the entire continent of Africa. Yes, boss, that's what I'm talking about. My guest today is none other than the one, the only, Super C 2.0, Naeto C.
What's up?
What up? Let's give it a hand for Naeto C.
Thank you.
My brother. Cheers for coming on Drinks with Killz.
Thanks,
Appreciate you, my brother.
Thanks for having me.
God bless you.
God bless you too, bro.
Now fuck that. Let's get right to it. Why the hell did you come back to Nigeria?
I don't know, because the plan was always to come back to Nigeria, right? So,
not for everybody, but
I mean
I
for
get
me,
what you're saying,
for
yeah.
me, a plan was just to go abroad, for university education, and possibly do like maybe like a master's or something like that.
Man, Naeto, as I'm talking to you right now, as you're talking right now,
Yeah.
no, this is not the Naeto I want to talk to today. This is not the Naeto I want to talk to today. This Naeto that I'm talking to right now, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, very matured, laid back, daddy of a few. You understand? So as he's talking, he's giving you this type of in retrospect, let me have that. I want
It's actually like that sometimes.
No, it is like that. I mean, that is life. But
but really, I'm chill. I'm super chill. I think the plan was always to come back, to be honest. Nigeria was very promising at the time. I mean, there were opportunities.
Come back for what? Come back for what? At that
come
time,
back, get a job. Like I never set out to be into music or into entertainment. Really.
I beg to differ, because now you convince me make I come back Nigeria.
Nah, I don't think that's what happened.
Hello. Nobody you tell me about Obi Asika.
That's what happened.
It's not you that told me about Obi Asika.
Well, actually, yeah, no, I told you because he reached out.
Yeah.
He reached out and said, he heard our mixtape and said, like he really wanted to do something with us at the time. And that's why I was telling you, because at that time, if you were signed over there, you might have been like, yo, it's not, I don't really think, that's going to work for me at that point in time. So it was just one of those things. Yeah. So, I mean, personally, I never planned to do music.
I mean, yeah. Like, for the record, when I met Naeto through Uzi, and Uzi had come to Yankee in '99, and the two of them were going to school together. So that's how WFA actually even came to be.
But do your viewers know who Uzi is?
Okay. So, God bless you. All right.
Are you funny?
No, I guess I took that for granted.
Yo.
I just took that for granted.
That was wild.
That was wild. You wow for that. So let's just say.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people didn't know that World Famous Academy was really like not just Naeto and Ikechukwu. There were other people involved, People might not really know who Uzi is, right? From WFA, because when they met WFA, they met Ikechukwu and Naeto C. They didn't really meet Uzi, but Uzi is my younger brother, and Uzi was part of WFA before we came back to Nigeria, and unfortunately, we came back and he didn't. Yeah. That's it now.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it now. So yeah, that's who Uzi is now. So I mean, why did you put me on the spot like that?
Nah, I was just saying.
I'm just saying, look. Just in case you don't know who Uzi is, you can check him out. He's also a musician, he's got music out there. Check him out, that's my younger brother.
Yeah.
That's another story altogether. We'll get into that another day. You think you're slick. You're trying to put me on the hot seats.
I actually didn't have any intention.
Okay, you and Uzi, how far were you and Uzi now? That was your best friend.
He was. At the time.
What do you mean was?
I mean, as you know, you in life now, as you grow, you have different best friends. You know, because we all grow. We don't grow at the same place, at the same pace, or in the same direction. You know, so we're really close. He was my best friend back in the day. You know?
So what are you trying to say? You grew faster than him or something?
Not just grew in a different direction.
Different direction.
Yeah, because
This guy a politician. Hey, God,
it's I mean, clearly, I moved back to Nigeria. He was still out there.
Yeah.
And even when we moved back to Nigeria, trying to get the music thing going on, I was still working on school at the same time. You know, so you can imagine, just being in a new. No, I'd left George Washington. I was in Nigeria, and I was looking at doing my master's in University of Hertfordshire.
Hertfordshire first.
That's why I was looking at doing a master's in biotechnology or something like that. So I mean, at that point in time, we united with old friends in a new environment.
Yeah, different space.
Different space. Yeah, if as a matter of fact, I don't even think I'm the kind of person. I think I've grown out of being the kind of person to be like, to have best friends and that kind of stuff. That's not really, I have good friends. I have really good friends, but I don't think I'm on that.
Okay, so let's look at your career real quick.
Yeah.
We came back. We put out Sitting on Top first. Shout out to Nini. She was in that video. Your big sister.
Shout out big sis.
After Sitting on Top, was it You Know My P after Sitting on Top? It was You Know My P after Sitting on Top, right?
You're talking about videos, right?
Yeah, it was singles and videos. Yeah, there wasn't any single that was in between.
Nah, there was Homie Lover.
Oh shit, yeah, there was Homie Lover.
There was Homie Lover. That's my second single.
Why didn't Homie Lover get a video? It wasn't a video song?
I don't know. No, I don't think. I think it's like a side A, side B kind of thing. And side A was Sitting on Top.
So we had You Know My P. And You Know My P was like the first place where people actually seen us and Mohis together, right? Was that?
What was what?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. They seen us together and My Name is Ikechukwu.
Oh, crazy.
And they'd also seen us together and Why Me.
Oh, you weren't Why Me?
Oh, you weren't in Why Me.
Nah, I wasn't in Why Me. Fuck that. I wasn't in Why Me.
Just in case you people don't know, when it comes down to Storm Records and Mohis relationship, they to sabi separate Ikechukwu. Oh, you were there, right?
Nah, but I mean it's true because it's true because I mean for the most part, I met them through you. I met Mohis through you, and yeah, you were in almost all their videos.
You trying to call me I was like a video boy? Is that what you trying to call me? I was a video vixen?
I don't know.
You trying to play me out? Oh God, Jesus.
That shit is wild. But at the same time, no, they're your guys now. They're your friends.
Ha, Jesus.
They're your friends.
Let's see how they to explain.
They're your boys.
Hey, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, they are my boys.
Yeah.
I mean, they were my boys and they are my boys.
Still, yeah.
And, if I had a chance to do it all over again, I probably wouldn't do it different.
There you go.
That's the truth. After You Know My P, there was kind of like an explosion for Naeto C. Right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess you say that.
But your mom wasn't having it. Your mom wasn't having it from the jump.
Yeah, from the jump. She was
from the jump.
From the
so
jump.
Like, are you aware that shit really, really scared the shit out of me?
Nah, I wasn't.
Okay, so let me explain.
I wasn't.
Let me explain
because
to you.
I wasn't scared.
I know now. I'm gonna tell you why I was scared.
Yeah.
I was scared because I was older than you, so I was like the big bro.
Yeah.
Right? So basically, big bros are supposed to set a good example, right?
Which is?
No, just in general. Big bros are supposed to set a good example for the younger bros. Abi?
Well,
Abi, TK?
Ideally.
Okay. Now, I felt like your mom felt like the big bro that you had picked for yourself in Ikechukwu was a terrible, example because he was going down the lane of music Are you getting me?
But no, come on, man. Like, why would you be a terrible example because you're into music? Like that.
No, because that's not. No, it's terrible in the opinion of the person because that's not what they want for their child. You gotta understand that.
No, not even.
No. Listen, I understood it.
Okay, that was your perception.
That was my perception and my understanding, and I got it. It made sense to me. It made sense to me, 100%. Because at the end of the day, my kids, I do the same damn thing.
You don't want your kids to do music?
Not that I don't want my kids to do music, but I'm going to be very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to be hypersensitive with my children's interactions with other people. Yeah,
you're going to be protective.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's natural. Yeah, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to go an extra notch.
But come on, man, like at 23, 24, are you really going to be protective of your son's interactions with people? Don't you think that's a bit much?
It is. It is.
I mean, look, when the time comes, you figure it out. Right?
Okay, but, so we're talking about sons, maybe daughters.
Nah, bro. Like, if your daughter is like yourself. 21, 22, 23, you can't be policing. Now you can't be policing who's her friend, who she's hanging out with.
Tell me that then.
Nah, but you can't. Like, is she going to be living in your house? I'm asking you, is she going to be living in your house? What if she's working? Are you going to go with her to work?
My daughter will live in my house until she marry. And then when she marry, I'll give them 6 months probation.
No, that's bullshit. Yeah, because what if where you live isn't where she has a job?
I remove.
You move for your daughter?
We'll relocate.
It's just chatting.
It's okay because chatting can actually become reality. So anyway.
Yeah.
You see this right here, right?
Yeah.
You remember this shit?
Yeah, that's Mama's now. The one in Abuja, Abi?
Yeah. You still got yours? We got them both on the same night.
I don't even know where my awards are.
We got them on the same night, man. It was a very, very, I don't know about you.
Surreal night.
Yes, I don't know about you.
It was mad. It
was a very, very surreal night for me for many reasons.
Yeah.
Because for me, I want to hear for you because they say I talk too much. So I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
For me, it was kind of like a
culmination.
God bless you.
Yeah.
It was like all the hard work, all the effort, being recognized. Not just being recognized, but being recognized by a global platform.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? Yeah, it was our African MTV, but still, it was still the Mamas, and the Mamas was recognized as the Mamas as MTV, period.
Yeah, but we're African anyway, so.
100%. Yeah. So it was big for me, and I will not lie, I don't remember if I cried that day, but I definitely cried inside. You get me? And I remember the first time I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
The first time I saw the pictures.
The one with the WFA on
stage, when we were throwing the WFA, you had your award. You were like, you know, I was standing next to you, and then the one where I had my own.
Yeah.
It just, you know.
I wonder who took those pictures, man.
Getty Images.
It's on Getty?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, I just saw them 2 days ago.
High quality? Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, I saw them 2 days ago because I was searching Naeto C. Show you guys.
Okay.
And it popped up. So for me, right, at that stage in the game, right, with all that work that we had done, and there's a reason why I'm saying all of this, we were pushing the hip-hop envelope. Show you guys. Naeto C and Ikechukwu were actually pushing. I had this conversation with MI, right?
Yeah.
MI was here last week, and he actually helped me understand it even more how intricate our movement was to the game.
Yeah.
Because people have said to me, Baba, you know, you change the game, you got Naeto, you know, change the game, nah. It's all whatever. But at the end of the day, when you sit down and you think about the chronology of the Nigerian music industry from, say, like 2005 to now, right? We're very, very intricate, right? So with hip-hop, this is the question. With hip-hop, with all this that I've said, with hip-hop, right? How do you feel about the growth of hip-hop in Nigeria, right? I know it's a dead question because we've been having this
It's a
question.
very cliche question.
Yeah, it's been over and over and over. But
growing.
I think right now is a very good time to ask that question.
To be honest, I'm not even in the best position to even answer the question because I don't.
So you're not even paying attention.
I'm not paying attention. No.
So you don't even know who Black Bones is.
No, I know of his music. You know, I've heard his music before. So.
What about Dremo?
I've heard people's music, but you know, it's not that I am paying more attention than it's not like I'm paying more attention than listening to the radio.
What about
the only attention I'm paying is
then you didn't pay no attention to any of the names I just threw at you.
Yeah, because you're trying to make me answer a question the way you want me to answer the question. Yeah. And it's my question, not your question.
All right.
So yeah, besides like listening to radio or hearing music, when I'm out, that's as far as paying attention is for me.
That's it.
And then things
There's
I
no
hear passing because also, I'm still so deeply connected to the music industry per se. So there's certain bits or pieces of information that I'm privy to, in passing, So yeah, I mean, it's growing.
You gotta forgive me because it's a thing in my show where I constantly cut people off and digress and interrupt and all that stuff.
I mean,
right?
It's your show, so you can do what the fuck you want
and let me talk.
Yeah.
How far with your little cousin that is a grown-ass man now?
Asa.
Yeah.
Youngest in charge.
Youngest in charge, yo.
Yeah. Well, he's not the youngest anymore, but that's what we used to call him.
He's going to have a kid in a minute.
Yeah.
When he brought you and David together, in that moment then, what did you think of David? Honest.
When I heard David's, he sent me one of David's records. I don't even know if it was back when, but he sent one of David's records, and I actually remember where I was when I actually heard his weirdest
Where was this?
I just passed the toll gate driving past Oriental, so 4 Points on the left. So just around that area, I think I was even going towards 4 Points. I think I was going to 4 Points. And I was having a conversation with Asa, and Asa was like, basically trying to get me to do a feature with David. And I heard the music, and I was like, this is actually not bad, and I was like, yo, it's actually not bad. David's music isn't bad. That's my first impression. And then I asked who produced it, and he said David produced it. And I was like, oh wow, he produced it too. And I was like, wow, he must be something special, And it's a similar kind of situation with Mr. Easy actually, but that's a different story altogether.
What happened with Mr. Easy?
When he sent me his music, I met him in an office. We had something there was a conversation. We're doing something.
Okay.
All right, something outside of music. And after the meeting, he hits me up with his with like a video.
He's like, oh, by the way, I do music.
Yeah, by the way. And I was like, oh shit.
Are you serious?
I was like, oh,
how come I never heard this gist?
Because I never told anybody.
That's crazy. So this is a day to see exclusive right now. This is a day to see exclusive. When did to see met Mr. Easy for the first time?
Nah, that's not when I met him for the first time, bro.
So when did you meet him for the first time, bro?
I met him in a meeting.
A meeting about?
It don't got nothing to do with this interview, so I'm not gonna say it.
Okay. So it was a non-entertainment, CIA type shit.
Well, okay. CIA, but all I'm saying is that Mr. Easy produced that record. I don't know if he produced it, but it reminds me of
the situation with David.
Of the situation. Yeah, when you hear someone, you be like, wow, this guy has something.
So your first impression and your first experience with David was, oh man, he got something. This nigga's different.
Definitely.
So you actually knew he was a producer from the jump because Asa told you.
Yeah, I knew he could produce.
I didn't find that out. I didn't find out that David was actually a producer. It's about maybe like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I don't know if he's still producing. I think he's still interested in production.
No, but that just goes to show you that. I mean, that's something that plays out as far as like when it comes to him
used to be a
producer.
Music.
Yeah, I used to produce. I still do. I actually started again.
Really?
Yeah, I actually started again.
I remember your keyboard, the Triton.
I have it.
You still have it?
Yeah, I still have it. But I'm not using it. I use Logic.
Don't use it
Logic
because
for
the sounds are old by now.
Yo,
so
old sounds are dope sounds.
well, it
now.
depends on how it's being used. Actually,
Old
you're
sounds,
actually
especially
right.
old strings. Old strings are sick now.
You're actually right.
Yeah, man. I wanted to ask you about Storm Records.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you leave things with Storm Records? Let's start there. Because you've not been with Storm Records for a long time now.
Yeah, just casually, man.
Casually, just like
just casually, just casually because I mean, Storm Obi is family, so it was never a thing. It was just growing, just like growth. I just reached a stage where I started doing things for myself. You know what I mean?
You
just like a natural progression. Yeah. It's not like Storm themselves, were winding down at a point in time. Yeah. Winding down, their music. Their music.
I was gonna say, like, how many albums did you have with Storm now? Like 2, right?
2 albums, yeah.
Yeah. That was 2.0 and You Know My P.
Super C Season and You Know My P.
Super C Season and You Know My P.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Do you own those albums? Like, do you have those albums?
Yeah, I do.
Like, there's something I'm going to, like, cause like me, I don't have my first 2. I mean, I do, but like you said, I do, but I don't.
Yeah, then you need to have a conversation. That's what you need.
Yeah. No, the conversations have been had, and it is what it is. I just had the same conversations with Dare too.
Yeah.
So I'm asking all that because I want to know, like, in the industry right now, they're really, like, how many labels are even in the industry? Well, you're not really paying that much attention to the industry right now, so you can't really,
I don't know how many labels are in the industry right now, bro.
The industry has been flooded with a bunch of labels. Some
really,
their names don't even make sense.
Are they labels or entertainment companies?
They're just imprints.
What the fuck is an imprint?
An imprint, I would say an imprint is pretty much something that...
I know what an imprint is, but I'm just like Puma is an imprint. Like any corporate name is an imprint.
I got Pumas on my feet.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
Okay, so for me, I really believe that Nigerian music has always been, like, it has always had the foundation or the base of hip-hop. So you get, no matter how much Afrobeat, I don't care. It's always had that base of hip hop. Yeah, that's my opinion, right? And hip hop itself, or
but when
rap,
you say Nigerian music is too vague. Do you really want to call it Nigerian music?
Yeah, I do.
Because
I want to call it Nigerian music. I don't want to call it African music or Afrobeat. I want to call it Nigerian music because Nigerian music
is Sunny Ade now.
You see, that is part.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can't say the whole Nigerian music
so
is a derivative of hip-hop.
Very good. I believe that Sunny Ade music is partly hip-hop based. 100,000%. All of them, down to Fela. Do you understand? All of them. That's my opinion. Anybody that wants to come and tackle it, come and tackle it. You understand?
I mean, you're free
I've had this
your
conversation
opinion.
with Sheon. Sure you get. But that's digressing. I just want to know, as far as hip hop is concerned, where do you think its future lies, as far as Nigeria is concerned? That's why I really wanted to speak about Nigerian music. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
I didn't want to say Afrobeat.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I'm in the best position to actually say. But I mean, the thing about it is, is hip hop growing? Yes, it's growing. It's growing globally. It's growing in Nigeria.
The whole vector and MIB. Do you think that helped add to the growth?
I don't know.
Did you pay attention to that beat?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, for it to have added to the growth of hip hop, it must have birthed, something.
What I think it birthed
was
a new appetite for listening to hip hop. Because
how do you gauge that?
The traction.
What traction?
The traction of the beef itself, the traction of the artists themselves, the traction of other artists in the industry based on what was happening.
So what I'm saying is that for someone who likes hip hop but isn't paying attention, how does the
Who's
person
not paying
engage?
attention to? Someone likes
I mean,
hip-hop,
like people
but they're not
who
paying
like,
attention.
yeah, because people
to-
like listening to hip hop,
but didn't pay attention
stuff like
to-
beef, like the beef.
Okay.
Because for you to follow the beef, you have to be on like Twitter, at least. You have to follow the conversation.
Not necessarily, but
You have
I
to follow the
understand you have to
conversation
follow
of
the
the
conversation.
beef.
You don't
You
necessarily have to be
understand what I'm
on Twitter, but social media.
I'm giving which other way do
Instagram, Snap.
No, Instagram is pictures. Bands is Twitter.
Pictures and comments, pictures and
Nah,
captions.
Twitter is
I
basically
caught on to the
mostly
beef on Instagram before Twitter.
But I'm saying majority of anything that is text-wise is Twitter. It's not Instagram. Anything that's text-wise is Twitter. Picture-wise is Instagram. You feel me? So what I'm saying is that when you say the traction of their beef, I'm like, okay, so how do we gauge that? Because if we're talking about a beef impacting the growth of a genre of music, then it must have given birth to something, all right?
And then again, it's like we're going in a circle, like a vicious circle, because every time you say giving a birth to something, right?
Yeah.
I look at it like what it gave a birth to or a rebirth to was the attention on hip hop again, because attention keeps on drifting away. You know,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean that's your opinion.
Yeah, but you asked me my opinion.
Yes, now, yes, now.
You
yes,
asked
now.
me my opinion. So yeah, so I'm just like, personally, I don't think beefs in recent history, within the last couple of years, whether it's hip hop or whether it's pop music in Nigeria, are growing the genre.
It's not about growing the genre. It's about adding or highlighting. That's what I'm talking about. So what I'm trying to say is that, not taking nothing away from either one of those guys, right?
Yeah.
But them having that beef, right, ended up attracting, ended up igniting or reigniting, ended up making people who are either hip-hop lovers or not hip-hop lovers or whatever the case may be just saying, hey, hip-hop in Nigeria is not dead. Hey, guess what? These guys are, man, listen to it. It sparked conversations about hip-hop again. Are you getting me? It sparked conversations about hip-hop again, and also to a level, it even took the hip-hop conversation or the rap conversation to that whole old school cliche conversation about Niger and Saudi, who is better, who is on top, who is running it, because for a while, Saudi kind of like took the hip-hop pedestal. For a while. We had Nasty C, we had AKA, we had Casper,
Neil
Casper. Yes. Do you understand? So, like, and they rocked for a while our guys were not really rocking as far as hip-hop is concerned. So I feel like it shifted. And I feel like with the Vector and the MI thing again, it kind of shifted again. That's all I'm saying, you know? And I think that's actually, I think the shifts,
I don't
the
think it
shifts,
shifted.
you know?
Personally
the
speaking,
shifts,
I don't
actions.
think it shifted.
Their actions in the
music,
industry.
in music,
I'm trying to tell you something, bro. Their actions in the industry. And as there are actions in the industry, they're making things happen in the industry. And as they're making things happen in the industry, people are paying attention. And if people are paying attention, that means people are listening. And if people are listening, hip-hop ain't dead.
My guy, gosh. My brother, I don't think there's any shift per se. Look, the only thing that shifts, well, not the only thing, but I think it's very important to have like hit records to like, if you're talking about like creating like proper traction and proper attention.
Hit records. You said hit records?
Yeah, I think it's all about hit records.
Okay, so the top guys in hip hop right now.
For example, no, hang on. And even if, you know, the record isn't particularly a hit, because I mean, to judge whether there are some records that are iconic, and some it may not necessarily be judged as a hit, but like,
this guy don't turn old man shot.
I think for me, I come from a different school of thought. So I think I have a high taste level with hip hop. Okay, so my expectations.
It's allowed.
My expectations are generally high. I would like to believe. So certain things, I'm not impressed by certain things. Okay, I remember, you know, like when Nas and Jay-Z had their beef, and everybody was waiting to hear like when the record would be released, like when each of the artists would release their record. And Jay-Z did Takeover.
You're like three records.
Takeover is such an iconic song, in my opinion. And I think that anyone who comes from the era, you know, that we come from, you know, knows what a big record Takeover is. All right. And then you have
Was Takeover bigger than Ether?
Hang on. No, hang on. You see, that's one thing. A record can be bigger, but not as effective.
Okay, so was Takeover bigger than Ether, or was Ether bigger than Takeover? And was Takeover more effective than Ether, or was Ether more effective?
What I can tell you is that Ether was effective.
Bro.
Because at the end of the day,
Ether took
at the end of the day,
Ether was a takeover
for hip hop heads that are conversant with that period in hip hop. You know, I mean, it's a common agreement that
you would like to reduce the kind of words where you say conversant. So not everybody sabi wetin conversant.
Well, I can't dumb down for anybody. Okay, I passed that level. So basically, you're distracting me. Basically, what I'm saying is that everybody knows that Nas destroyed Jay, that beef. Ether is a classic record.
Forever and
It's
never.
not even about a hit record. Nah, it's a classic record. Takeover is a classic record.
That's why he has that bad belly.
Jay-Z did Super Ugly. When it came out, it was nasty. Like, it was nasty. In fact, I mean, as a Jay-Z fan, it's like, oh, crazy, mad, but
still,
it's not a classic. Yeah, it's not a hit.
It ain't do it.
And he crossed
it ain't
some
do
lines.
It just ain't do it.
He crossed some lines. So socially, that record wasn't accepted.
It didn't do it.
You know what I mean? It didn't do it. You know what I mean? So these are two records, that shaped or influenced or shook,
like you said,
or shook hip hop on a global scale. Okay, so if you're having a beef, and your records aren't, you know, you're not putting out classic records, not pushing you to the best that you can be, then what's the whole point of the beef?
Okay, so now I think it would be this is a good time for me to step in and say, or not even say, let me question, would you say it's unfair to compare the Jay-Z, Nas to any, not even just Vector and MI, but any beef in Nigeria or in an industry, because the worlds are two different worlds. One actually dictates what the other is.
But
yes,
it's not.
yes.
No. It's like a family tree. It's like a family tree.
No. Wait, hear me out. All
right.
You have your hip hop culture in the United States of America where it was birthed, right? Where it was birthed. It's been there, it's been growing, it's been evolving. Everybody takes from that. Everybody globally, we all take from that. We do our own thing, right? In Nigeria, we look there. Whether you like it or not, anywhere you are, and you're doing hip hop, that's where it originated from. So that's the source. Are you getting me? So for me, in my opinion, I think it's not a fair play to compare the source to...
Can I ask you a question? Is a Muslim more Muslim because he lives in Mecca? Hip-hop is like culture, all right? So because you live in New York don't mean you're more hip-hop than somebody who lives in South Africa.
That's not what I was saying, though.
No. That's kind of like what you were saying.
Not really.
Not because you're saying it's not fair to compare.
It's not fair to compare.
That's what you're saying.
And when I say it's not fair to compare, it's not fair to compare because of the amount of time, the amount of build, the amount of experience, the amount of, and not only that,
Amount of time for what?
Essence.
Amount of time for what?
The amount of time that it's been in existence over there, as opposed to where it's been.
Islam has been in existence.
We're not talking about
outside.
Islam. We're talking about.
I'm giving you an
hip-hop.
example.
Yeah,
Hip hop is culture.
Yeah, but you can't.
Hip hop is culture. So,
Yeah, but you can't
so to
compare-
understand.
Pause.
To
You can't
understand.
compare. You can't compare Islam, a religion.
That's an example. I'm talking about culture. All right, religion can be understood, categorized as a culture of a people. Even though religion is, I think, will be categorized separately, but it's a form of culture. Hip hop is culture. Okay, it's a way of living. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
All right. What I'm saying is that because hip hop has existed longer in America, doesn't make an American more hip hop than. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, because that's how I said.
Hang on. Doesn't
All
make
right.
an American more hip hop than a Japanese.
Okay,
All right.
I agree.
So because the standards in America might be higher in some places, it doesn't mean that the standards in Nigeria can be as high.
I didn't say that they can't.
Yeah,
be
but
as
you-
high.
but you
What
said
I
it's an
was
unfair
saying-
comparison.
Yeah, I would say it is an unfair.
It's not an
comparison.
unfair comparison.
It's unfair on so many levels.
How?
Okay, you're talking about Jay-Z and Nas.
That's an
right?
example, yeah.
Yeah, as an example, you now want to compare a beef between these two iconic individuals in this culture, right?
I'm not doing that. That's the mistake you're making. I'm saying this I'm not talking about like MI and Vector. I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm not talking about it at
All right,
all.
so
I'm
then
not comparing. I'm not comparing the beef with
Because that's where
MI.
this whole thing started. I said it's unfair to compare.
Yeah,
That's where this
the
whole-
conversation.
But if you're not comparing,
the conversation
then,
has evolved. All right. What we're comparing is the expression of hip hop, yeah, in America versus the expression of hip hop in Nigeria.
Oh no.
All right. All right.
If that's where the
Because
conversation has evolved to,
that's where the
okay,
conversation had evolved to.
Okay.
Because the truth of the matter is that, look, it's we're all doing this for certain reasons. So people who started, rapping or got tapped into the hip hop culture are doing it because of icons that they look up to. Do you understand that they're trying to emulate? So the standards across boards are pretty much even. All right. Everybody respects Nas. Everybody respects Jay-Z. All right. Everybody respects Biggie. Everybody respects Tupac.
Does everybody respect MI?
All Nigerians respect MI.
Does everybody respect Vector?
I would say that Vector is still coming into his form. I don't think
I disagree.
Vector, you can disagree with me.
I know,
and it's fine.
yeah,
and,
that's
and,
the
and I would say,
conversation.
and the reason is because MI has been around longer and has put in more work than Vector has put in up until now.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But it
So-
doesn't necessarily mean
Yeah.
that Vector hasn't come into.
The truth of the matter is only time will tell. You understand? I don't want this conversation to be about two brothers who are just trying to, do the best they can.
Of
But
course,
what I'm-
of course not,
But,
of course
but
not,
what
of
I'm
course not.
trying to say, what I'm trying to say is that MI has been around longer, I would say, longer on the stage. You understand? He's had time he had time and opportunities to put out music and win awards or what have you. And MI might even be winding down in his career. I think that Vector still has maybe a couple more
Where
years.
you go.
You
Yeah,
understand,
no, I
to
agree
go
with you because
and a couple more
everybody's
years
time
to
is
achieve.
different. Everybody's
Yeah,
time is different
so-
because Vector, I actually knew Vector in the industry before I knew MI. Are you getting me?
Please, I don't want us to talk too much about both of them, please.
Okay, yeah. I was
because-
just wrapping up that statement, because
yeah.
at the end of the day, I knew one before the other, but
Yeah.
the other came and kind of like exploded more than the latter. Are you
Yeah,
getting me? The
yeah.
four exploded more than the latter.
Yeah.
And now the latter is actually making his way. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Because right now it's kind of like Vector's time. That's how I feel. I feel like right now is Vector's time.
Yeah, man, I think.
And he's
I
doing a
think
lot of stuff that he said he wouldn't do, which is actually the funny thing about the industry. It's the same thing like 50 Cent. Like 50 used to diss Ja Rule for singing on records, and then 50 started singing on records. Vec used to be like, man, I ain't never singing on no record. And then all of a sudden he's singing on records too. So, it's kind of like a growth that happens or a maturity that comes with the game. Sure you get. But anyway, not to digress. Naeto C, For a very long time, man, people were trying to tell me that you were hotter than me.
That ain't my fault.
Whose fault is it, man?
The people that telling you that shit.
Nah, man. Nah, man. Look, we gonna settle this right now, bro. Yo, look at me.
What,
yo.
you trying to do a versus with me?
Come on, yo. Let's do a versus, yo.
Yo.
I got records, nigga. You got records?
Nah, that's crazy.
Nah, you got records, bro? You got records, yo?
I got a few records.
Fuck 10 over 10, nigga. You got records?
I got a few records.
Nigga, you ain't got records like I got records, nigga. Come on, yo. We can do a versus. You brought it up. You mentioned it. You spoke of it. We can do a versus. Nigga, you ain't shit, nigga.
Yeah, you right.
Fuck a Kenny big deal, yo.
You right.
Like, Kino Day. You know you're wind down well. Hello.
Yo, this shit is crazy.
Yo, but you know what's funny?
What
I hear this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
People will say to me, yo.
That's foul, though.
Huh?
That's foul.
No, it's actually not foul, Naeto.
No, it's foul. It's foul. It's foul, and the people you hanging out with must be fucked up. Because for anybody, they must be fucked up people.
How does it got to be the people I'm hanging with? Why can't it be just people that
people you're hanging out with that telling you, and then the people that you passing by we are fucked up too.
No, listen.
Because nobody can ever tell me
Yeah.
to my face
that
my brother is better than me.
No, that's not what I was getting at.
Nah, but that's what you said,
Stop,
bro.
okay, stop. Hello. A lot of times people be like, yo, man, I like that Wind Down Well record, man, but that Kenny Big Deal. I know sometimes they'll be like, yo, man, I like that Kenny Big Deal record, but man, that Wind Down Well. You get to me?
But that's fucked up.
No, it's not.
Nobody has ever done that. Nobody can ever say that. Like, it is foul.
Yo, Naeto,
how you gonna tell?
Naeto, you're telling me that people's opinions are fucked up.
Yeah, some people's opinions are fucked up.
They can say that about your opinion too.
Fuck them. It's
allowed though.
Fuck you, like fuck anybody who don't like my opinion. My opinion is my opinion.
Jesus. Okay. So wait, what about when people be like comparing Naeto and Killz to MI and Ice Prince? Is that fucked up too?
That's their prerogative.
So
but it's not. It doesn't violate. It's not a violation.
So the first one is a violation, but the second one is a violation.
Yeah, because if you tell someone on the street, oh yeah, your brother does this better than you, that's a violation.
No, that's a violation. I get you. It's
different if you tell.
But I didn't look at it like that, Sha. I wasn't looking at it like
a violation.
I just looked at it like, oh, yo, these niggas prefer Naeto to me, or these niggas prefer me to Naeto.
So why would they tell you that?
Because some people just want to talk sometimes.
Because they're trying to get under your skin. That's what they're trying. That's why they're trying to do. Like people can't even tell me that.
Listen, I think sometimes people just want to talk.
And get under your skin.
Forget about sometimes people want to talk. Sometimes people want to talk with zero intent. Some people just want to talk.
Nah, you're just a nice guy, man. That's what it is.
Bro, are you not on Instagram?
Nice.
Do you not see random people just commenting nonsense all the time?
On what?
On anything.
You only see what you want to see. So if you curate the people that you follow, you won't be seeing rubbish.
You see what happen when you carry person we don't go learn book tire?
Nah, it's not even book. It's not even book. It's not even book because at the end of the day, if you're seeing people like the thing about social media, to be honest, yeah, you see what you want to see. If you don't want to see something, you won't follow. You block. You understand? Like sometimes
that's one way. That's one way to look at it.
Some shit will pop up, and then you look the other way. Like I don't even look in my mentions. Stop looking in my mentions.
Yeah. But listen, that's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
But you have to acknowledge the fact that there's a lot of stuff that you're just gonna see whether you want to see it or not. It's just there.
Nah, but you still have to filter. If you filter, you're gonna see a lot less stuff that you don't want to see.
You can filter.
Yeah.
You can filter.
And that's what everybody needs to do.
But guess what? Sometimes even when you filter, you still see some stuff you don't want to see, or some stuff that you might not want to see. You get me?
To be honest, for a long time, I haven't seen anything I didn't want to see, except.
But you social media. You're not on social media. Like
I'm on social media every day.
No, you're not.
Every fucking day I'm on social media.
No, you're not.
You don't know because I move in silence.
And on that note, as you can see, the formula between Ikechukwu and Naeto will forever be like this because we're brothers, and that's why I appreciate this man so much. And I believe, you know, I learn from this dude all the time, and I hope he learns from me too. And you know, with hip hop in Nigeria, we appreciate it, and I will speak for myself. I'm not going to speak for Naeto. I'll speak for myself. I'll say, you young guys that are out there in the hip hop game, man, in the rap game, whatever, yo, develop, give it your best. Don't listen to nobody. Don't compete with nobody but yourself, and just push. Naeto, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks, my bro.
I'm going to try and bring you on the show another time so that you're not this boring.
I don't know. I think I might have had the most littiest episode.
There's a jam that I actually want to play, right? I'm going to play this song. I'm going to sit right here. You're going to listen to the song, right?
All right.
You can't react in any manner or form. You can't twitch. You can't mime. You can't nothing. Nothing. You ready?
All right, let's go.
No. You can't have your phone in your hand because that's a distraction. So put the phone down.
I can't have my phone in my hand?
Nah, fam.
All right, no problem.
Come on, that's cheating.
All right, I got it.
Let me help you.
No,
just put them here. Just put them here. Just put them here. All right, bro. Come on, nigga. All right, kill it. You try. Collect. You try. It's okay now. It's okay.
I don't understand. What were you
Shout out to Naeto C. Shout out to WFA. My man got an A on his body. He forgot about the W and the F. You already know what it is, man. Killz, drinks with Killz. Hey.